Speaking of crypto, Nate, similar to the push to market we're seeing in IPOs, you're seeing a lot of what you call a boatload of crypto ETF filings. What does that mean, and how does that differ from what we've seen in the past?
Well, it's interesting because the three major stock exchanges, so NYSE, NASDAQ, and SIBO, they have all filed with the SEC for generic listing standards for crypto ETFs, which basically means that the exchanges wouldn't need to seek specific approval for each spot crypto ETF as long as it meets certain criteria. So this would streamline the approval process. And that's important because right now there are filings out there from multiple issues or issuers for XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs, Cardano, HBAR. We could go on down the list, but there are a boatload of filings out there. And the expectation is that this standardized crypto framework will be implemented, say, in the next 2 months or so. And
Hmm.
so, if and when that happens, I think you're going to see the floodgates open. We're going to see a wave of approvals, and you're going to see, again, a boatload of new crypto ETFs coming to market.
Yeah, that certainly seems like a big catalyst there. Matt, do you think we'll see more crypto-related IPOs similar to Circle, especially around stablecoins? Do you think we'll see some SPAC-related IPOs that have that kind of crypto focus?
Sure. I mean, there's a saying on Wall Street, when the ducks are quacking, feed them. So, of course, Circle really accelerated the timeline of a lot of these crypto companies that have been waiting for the right time to go public. You bring up SPACs. We've seen a lot of SPAC activity, specifically targeting crypto treasury companies. But I will mention that with Bullish this week, it might be flying under the radar, but Bullish has a lot of crypto assets. So it's not really a crypto treasury company, but I mean, it's sitting on 2 billion plus of crypto assets. So we are seeing some activity there.
Wow, yeah, no small number. Nate, how have crypto fund flows been looking? Does that to you symbolize just the overall demand for crypto right now? And if they get kind of the institutional support, as you mentioned, with regard to the NYSE and NASDAQ, do you think that will help support additional ETF creation?
I do. It's been a monster year for inflows into spot crypto ETFs. About $26 billion has gone into spot crypto ETFs overall this year, about 19 billion into spot Bitcoin ETFs, another 7 billion into spot Ether ETFs. And if you look in July alone, investors put about 6 billion into spot Bitcoin ETFs and 5.5 billion into spot Ether ETFs. And if you look at spot Ether ETFs in particular, interest has certainly picked up recently. So 8 of the top 10 inflow days since this category debuted back in July of last year have happened in the past month, including all 5 of the top days since launch. And Leslie, I just think the main story here is there is a very strong regulatory tailwind behind the space right now. When you think of things like the Genius Act, which was recently signed into law, so that's stablecoin legislation. The House recently passed the Clarity Act, which is a digital asset market structure bill that will now go to the Senate. The SEC unveiled Project Crypto, and we actually had SEC Chair Paul Atkins. He was talking about bringing financial markets on chain. And so I could keep going. I mean, the SEC approved in-kind creations and redemptions for spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs. They clarified their stance on liquidity staking tokens. There has just been a lot of positive movement on the crypto regulatory front. And I think that's giving investors, especially institutional investors and advisors, much more comfortability in allocating to the space. So I think the trend moving forward is certainly higher as it pertains to interest in these products.
Yeah, that's something a lot of crypto enthusiasts have been calling for a while. This idea of give us the regulatory rules of the road so we can get more institutional investors comfortable with the concept.